Alright, I'm Adam, that's Pete, that's Vince, and this is the January transfer deadline day special of the Toon in 10. You excited, boys?
Yeah, yeah.
Good window for the Toon, I'm happy.
So the time is about 8:40 PM on Monday the 1st of February. So obviously if anything massive happens between now and 11 o'clock, we're still going to be caught with trousers down, really, aren't we? But let's hope that doesn't happen, and if it does, we can certainly edit out. Okay, so for the first half, we've got 5 minutes to talk about, well, let's talk about the transfers that have happened, the players we have brought in. 5 minutes on the go, and we're off. Fellas, positive?
Biggest transfer for me is, it's like a new signing. It's like a transfer is getting Perez signed today.
Cliche klaxon.
5 year.
This is 20. IO 2021's the hashtag. That was a klaxon. That was a
scary
cliche klaxon it's the best signing of the transfer window is an existing player.
No, I thought he was news I didn't really expect. A lot of rumours about him going Tottenham, Man U being interested.
Quite an odd day to kind of announce it, really, isn't it?
Well, I think it's exactly that, though, isn't it? That's the
line. News today.
That's the line that they'll use. Oh well. But look, I don't want to be critical because I think it has been a very good window. To be honest, a fantastic window potentially. You know, to get two England internationals, you know, both under 25, for less than 25 million.
Yeah.
You know, both of them are going to be fighting to play in the Euros in theory.
Yeah.
Both of them will not want to be relegated. It's going to be just a lift to the rest of the team. You know, there's now a little.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
A bit of an English core there.
Yeah.
You know. Fantastic, and you know this lad from Roma,
Doumbia, officially announced today. I mean, I'm guilty of being like a football manager scout half the time. You know, he was legend on Football Manager 12. People, FIFA legend of 14. But he is on paper his attributes. He's fast. He scores goals wherever he goes.
Why didn't he make it at Roma? Why hasn't he made it at Roma?
I don't know. He played, I think his record at Roma is 14 games, 2 goals. It obviously didn't work out there, whether it's sort of style or whether he wasn't suited the Italian league, whether he just didn't acclimatise. I don't know. It's a potential blip because it's one of the 5 top leagues in Europe. However, it's not to say that he can't make it in the Premier League. But what it is, and given that we'll get onto that later, maybe that he's the only striker we're bringing in. It's again somebody who doesn't have Premier League experience, which he'll be up against.
Is he number 9? Like, I don't know anything about him at all.
I think so. Yeah, he's a different kind of. I think he's very mobile. He's very quick. I think he'll stretch defenders. He likes to dribble, but he's a fair few assists in his record as well as. I mean, I think the stat that I posted up was since July 2008. I think. He's been involved in a goal. This is either creating or scoring a goal every 1.11 games or something like that. I mean, it's phenomenal that he's
a Champions League striker. Thank God we've actually got a striker in. Yeah, he didn't make it at Roma, but Roma were prepared to pay 11 million for him. His record at Moscow is fantastic. I think he's
even done it this season. He's even done it so far this season.
It's certainly an improvement on what was already there.
I think it's 6 and 8 in Champions League games so far this season.
Yeah,
pretty
but I mean, it is, and I think he'd be a perfect foil for as Mitro isn't as mobile, but he's still very important. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they maybe push Doumbia out to the side. I don't know. This is McLaren.
Where does Perez fit in?
Well, I think what we're going to need is squad rotation to keep players fit. I just know at the end of the last game, Mitro was pagged, like he was, and he needs help. He's 20 years old. He's still trying to develop. He's still trying to exactly that. But he still plays an important part. But I think Doumbia. I don't think he'll start against Everton. I think he'll be impact sub. But I mean that kind of pace against sort of somebody like Jagielka. Wow, and even Stones isn't the fastest. I mean, he's a weapon that we can use. Do you think Townsend?
I also think what's good about him is he's a bit of an unknown quantity. I think, and I think he might be a bit of a surprise package.
Yeah.
And for that last 6 months, there's an argument where actually someone who has got Premier League experience, who people know how to play against and defend against. Possibly this kid, no one really knows much.
That's
about
true.
him.
Do you think
there might be a thing there with that? But yeah,
no, it's true. Do you think Townsend will be the one?
Yeah.
Will he be the one? I mean, is his final ball there? Do you think he can? I mean, nobody fully knows what Townsend might be capable of because he's been in and out of teams. He's been on loan everywhere else. He's now going to get presumably a nice run of games that actually everyone can maybe see what his true potential is.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think he's?
I think out of the 4 players we've signed, I think I'm happiest with Shelby. For me, Shelby.
I'll agree with that. I think he's a very important.
He's the best out the lot. Townsend, I think, for me, was more of an opportunistic buy. I don't think we needed him as much as I would have rather taken a £12 million defender, but that's just my take on things. But I think Townsend's got a point to prove. When I see him in interviews, he's a very determined character.
Very determined character. That's the end of the first half. We'll be back after half time with the players we maybe didn't sign. After this. Hello, welcome back to the second half of the January transfer deadline day special. So the first half, we went through the remainder of the transfers that we have got over the line. But why don't in the second half we maybe discuss maybe players we didn't get, or probably aren't going to get in the next couple of hours, or maybe positions that we might have neglected. Time at the ready, go! Okay, so I'll kick us off. I think it's notable that we haven't signed any defenders. We currently have the 3rd worst defence in the Premier League. In the last, this afternoon, provided things don't change, caveat, we seem to have gone after every left back. They're going like looked. There's been rumours of Enrique, Santon, a couple of the fellas for Orban, Sakara, Kieran Gibbs, which I think was just a non-starter from the. Yeah. But I mean, we just seem to be. I mean, back in for an unfit Jose, like. Are we? We're reaching here, like I mean, but what we haven't done, I'm pleased with the signs we've got. But hell, what we haven't addressed that defence. We're in trouble. Honestly, I think this is critical. I think it's horribly naive of the club. They might have tried, but why are we even in this position? Why they didn't strengthen when we needed to in the summer? I mean, look, Doumbia got injured just in a game recently, the Watford game, sorry, and we didn't have any left back cover, and McLaren had to change his entire system. One defender gets injured and we're screwed. Like, what do we do?
I think it's unfair to say we didn't, because we did strengthen the summer and we have strengthened, and we have strengthened this window. But as you say, really, when we've been playing well, we've had no problem going forward. We've actually, we look good going forward. We look as though we've got a bit of impetus there, and I think the players, the likes of Shelby, Townsend, they're going to improve it, but. It's like the classic, isn't it? You're only as strong as your weakest part, and we've got a really weak defence. Yeah.
And see, I would disagree with that really weak defence. I think earlier.
I mean, the stats don't lie.
Well, yeah, but the really weak defence.
Our right back,
I think our right back's really good. Yeah. Colaccini's played brilliant. Everyone agrees Mbemba's been a hell of a defender.
I think Mbemba's.
I think we're talking about left back.
No, I think that is. But then
Rob Elliott's played amazing since coming in.
He has. I think Colaccini has played well the last month. I think it's fair to say that before that he wasn't. Janmat I like a lot. Mbemba I think is going to be a hell of a player. I have a lot of time for him.
We're not talking about.
No, but at the same time, it takes one.
One injury away from disaster.
That's the thing. And if there's one thing we know with Newcastle, we get injuries and we get a lot of them. Haidara is made of glass. Dummett, I don't believe it should be a first choice Premier League left back.
Stephen Taylor's coming back though.
Oh, he's
no. Do you think that Lascelles looked okay in bits?
Lump.
See again, Lascelles thrown in the deep end. Like I mean, even when he came, Nottingham Forest fans were like, "Well, Well, he's not. You know, you might not gutted to be losing.
Where are the defenders out there though? Because you've been sorry about the left back. Which defenders have moved this transfer window apart from the couple that
it's not our job to know that. It's not our job to identify.
Well, we do present a football video podcast, so we should show some awareness of defenders that.
Well, we don't know who's available.
Well, that's
out
what I mean. Like,
it's all speculation, mate.
Who's been moving?
Our scouting network, the board should have had this in place for months. Like with the Shelvey deal, they went in from summer and that was an ongoing thing, and they got him they got him early in the January transfer window because they'd put the legwork in. It's almost like Jose. It's an afterthought.
We keep saying, I know we keep mentioning this guy, but in terms of a defender then that has moved as Kolker, who's moved to Liverpool on a loan deal at the end of the season. And I know we've mentioned him a few times, but again, they are out there.
I mean, you look at this Willems guy from PSV, and you can see he's just come back from a big injury, and I think what they don't want to do is risk bringing him in until he's got another half season under his belt, so they want to get somebody in on loan. I get that, but by the looks of things, we've got 2 hours left. They're not going to get that player in, and it's going to leave us short.
Colback could drop the left back as more of a long-term option. It's
another square peg in a round hole, as far as I'm concerned. Like I just think we've clearly got money there to spend if we're bidding upwards of 20 million on Berahino. We can't just pay a couple of million for a left back, even if it's a stopgap to the summer. I know we've tried, but hell, it's not good enough. If it gets us relegated, we have a really, really weak defence, and we're fighting a relegation battle.
I do just wonder who's out there though, because you haven't seen other teams moving for defenders that.
Yeah, but other teams aren't in the bottom three with the really shocking.
Sunderland have brought in 2 defenders, for example. They're at least trying to address that. You know, I mean, we don't know how they're going to perform, but we haven't. We just haven't. Oh, I got angry there. I got really angry there.
How good was that debut though for the? Is it Kirchhoff?
Kirchhoff, yeah.
Fantastic.
It was similar to that Jonathan Woodgate Real Madrid debut, wasn't it?
Oh jeez.
But then
just this.
He's like 6'5" or something. Like, just huge. Get your face in the way.
Yeah. Oh god, it was. So I mean, that was good to watch.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But I guess we'll see. So. Everything we might have said could be completely contradicted by forthcoming events, but
But it won't be.
Well, I hope we are contradicted. To be honest,
wrong, yeah.
Well,
I hope we're wrong.
Yeah,
and I hope you're laughing and saying, "Oh, those fellas know now," and they just wait 11 o'clock to. But you know, logistics.
McLaren's still sacked by March. Still sticking to that.
Well, this is it. This is the other thing. You know, it doesn't matter. I think now focus turns away from players to bring in players to go. I think February will be the month that the spotlight goes firmly back on McLaren and how he's performing.
£80 million on players, and if he can't pull us away from the relegation zone on that, something's badly wrong.
Yeah.
We'll see, but we probably already know. Thank you very much for watching the January Transfer Deadline Day special of the Toon in 10. I've been Adam, that's been Pete, that's been Feet?
Is that what
it's this vodka, man. That's Vince, everybody. Okay. Share with all your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers, boys. Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.